Stand by for action.
Thanks for joining me. My name is Dave Milner. I am the Unpleasant Blind Guy, and I want to welcome you to part one of this episode of the Unpleasant Blind Guy on EDL Radio. Now remember, if you want to contact me with comments, questions, show suggestions, Awesome American suggestions, I'm available at UBG Contact on Twitter, on social media or I can also be found as Dave Milner or Agador, that's Aggedor, on Mumblet, the Tea Party Community, Spreely, Minds, MeWe, or Gab. Now let's begin.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the English Defence League radio show, broadcasting live on blogtalkradio.com, the English Defence League radio show, the truth and the voice of the EDL. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, our theme of the show is English Defence League radio show, Dirty Fingers in the People's Business. I'd like to thank Dave for the title this week and the great slides and the great script. So let me go forth and read on. Welcome to the English Defence League radio show with your host. That's me, Jeff Spider Mitchell. And my wingman for this, my panelist for wingman for this evening is Dave Agador Milner. Jan the Tornado Rennie is on an assignment. Tonight, Dave and myself will be discussing the events from the UK, the USA, and across the globe. Well, this week we have some extraordinary events unfold, with Mr. Tommy Robinson having to appear at the Old Bailey on the trumped-up charges, which now has been moved for a two-day trial on the 4th and 5th of July. Is it a coincidence that Mr. Robinson, if he wins the MEP vote and becomes an MEP, his first day in the EU Parliament is the same day as the court case? What do you think, listeners? As I say, I'll go on to say all that is necessary for evil to prevail is that good men do nothing. Edmund Burke, a great gentleman. Another great gentleman also goes on to say, those who make peaceful revolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable. And of course, that was the late, great President John F. Kennedy. Without further ado, let me bring him in. He's at the door, he's ready to come in, and that's my dear friend, my colleague, my wingman, my panelist, Mr. Dave Agador Milner. And leave them biscuits alone, Dave.
Only taking a few, Jeff. Yes, a few dozen. Yeah.
He's really quick.
Good evening to everybody in the UK, and good afternoon to everybody in the States, and hello to everybody around the world and off Earth, of course. Yes, Jeff, we've got a really big show. We've got a really big show tonight.
It's just the events, the last few weeks and that have been absolutely phenomenal, wasn't they, Dave? It's you're not sure what one day is going to be like that day. The following day, it's going to be different. It's another place, especially being following Tommy around like most of us have done on his campaign. Mm-hmm. And you never know what sort of places you go that you can have confrontation, do you? No one wants it. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's it. He's on a campaign. He's just there to do his thing. But it all seems there's someone who wants to make a name for themselves, because that's all it is. You do something like that, attack Tommy or anything like that, you are a hero. You are a hero with politicians, even the police from West Wales, where it is. And of course, the media has a field day of whatever unfolds. It just proves how Orwellian these times really are. A young man who's standing up against all the odds, everything against him. He's having things thrown at him. He's been in court for trumped up charges, and he still comes back fighting. I think in the not too distant future, when things have calmed down, I do believe that in the end, Tommy's, and I have seen a video actually of him saying that he might have to move his family, he might have to move abroad, and that's a tragedy. And I know he's a patriot and he'll fight every step of the way because he loves his country. But when it comes so unbearable as that, you've got to become like an exile from the country you love. It'll break his heart, but you've got to look at your children and you look at your wife and you've got to do what's right for your family. But I do believe he's going to fight it out. He's a warrior, no doubt about it. No one would walk the same shoes. I don't care who they are, Dave. I don't care how brave they think they are. No one could walk in Tommy Robinson's shoes. And anybody who says they could, I like to see you do it. I'd like to see anybody do what that man's done.
I'd like to see that. Yeah, I'd like to see that too, Jeff, because we need, the world, not just the UK, but the world needs about 1,000 like Tommy Robinson all across the world in all of our countries. Yeah, I'd like to see somebody who actually could do that. Yeah,
1 million, as you say, like Tommy Robinson with the balls of I don't know, the balls of a giant. He's a little chap, but he's got the biggest balls of any man out there. And I'll say that, I don't care who's out there and who listens, but no one else would stand up and do what he does for the love of his country and for what's been going on with the kids across this country, all the injustices, and he's going up against the elitist establishment. He's going up against the old enemy of old. He's going up against the left. He's going up against the right. I mean, my goodness me, the guy is just unbelievable.
All right.
The more I see him speak these days, Dave, the more I think, oh my God, he's learned so much over the years. I've seen him grow and grow wings, and he spread his wings, and he's really telling it to the people. He's the people's champion, isn't he, Dave? No doubt about it. He's a true working class hero, a legend in this time, 2019, a legend of our time. Oh, sorry,
Jeff, he is, and we do have more coverage of him that we're going to have, but I just wanted to wanted to remind you there, some time ago, this was I think in November or something, the EDL's donate capability to donate to the EDL over the internet was taken down, and that has been replaced, hasn't it, Jeff?
It certainly has. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you go on to our or to the show page, you will see. Or go onto the web page. So go onto the website www.englishdefenceleague.org.uk, and you can have a look down there. You've got a donate button. This is EDL donate page. It's https drop, or should I say donorbox.org/EDL -donate-page. That is where you can donate, and I know a lot of our people that have donated before have been wondering, and it did take a little time to set up, so I've got to thank our media team for setting it all up, because
well
we
done,
need
guys.
these funds, don't we, Dave, when we're going on campaigns and doing what we do, and we need new speakers and new microphones.
Mm-hmm.
It all goes towards the cause. So never think, ladies and gentlemen, this is just feathering people's pockets. No, it's not. These people are good people, and they make sure that your money goes the right way and does the right things for our organisation. So, it's so that things work a lot more easier and we don't get too many muffled speeches, because that happens. You see, even nowadays, it doesn't matter if you've got a great sound system, it can still mess up. It happens. And of course,
and
not only that, it's, you've got a lot of cables involved as well. Even they need to be replaced. So I would say that anybody that donates, and if you have donated already, I'd like to thank you. And a lot of the time, you will receive an email from one of our media team, or one of our great representatives out there, and thank you. We do that every time. Anybody sends us anything. Dave, I think you've done it, and I think you had a good an email from one of our reps, didn't you, mate? I think you did anyway. I think it was you or something.
Well, you know what, Jeff? You know how it is, man. I always like to donate anonymously, so I can't say I can neither confirm nor deny. But I can tell you that they're going to send you a nice little email and everything, guys. And yeah, it's true. You don't have to send them a lot. If you listen to this, I'll say to my American brothers and sisters, if you're listening to this, you're seeing what the EDL does, cluing people in about the depredations of this Islamic threat. This is your way that you can help. You could go there.
It's where we are now, Dave. That since we've been around, and as I say, this is 10 years this year, isn't it? Well, it's 7 years now since I've been doing the radio show, and it is definitely 7 years now that we're doing the show, and it's 10 years this year, I think in the next month or so, that the EDL, the organisation, has been around. So there you go. We're not the new boys on the block anymore. We've been around a little bit. We took all the stick that they can throw at us. They still don't know how to deal with us. They keep trying to do things to deplatform us, certain things, but we're still here. We're still fighting a good fight for you
we'll have a thing or two to say about that,
Yeah,
exactly.
We will continue to stand out, and we will fight for those kids, the kids without the voices, those children that have been groomed and raped by these horrible gangs out there. We'll always be their voices, and no one's going to stop us doing that. No one stops us doing that. We're all volunteers. None of us makes any money out of this. Anybody thinks we make money, then you must be living on a different planet. I invest all but the money that I've got is invested in the radio show. I do this radio show, ladies and gentlemen. It comes out of my own pocket. Don't get nothing from the organisation. I don't want nothing. This is me just doing my patriotic thing, because I love this organisation, and I love the people. I love foot soldiers, the angels, the patriots across the globe. I love you all, and that's why we're here. That's why we fight a good fight. And that's why Dave is here. He's seen our mission. He loves our mission statement, didn't you, Dave? You love that. You said that to me.
I do. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Jeff, is people, you want to find out where the mission statement is, which is a great one. You should read it. Once in a while, we will do that on a show. We'll just read out the mission statement, and the donate page, and the main website page. It's all in our show page here at blogtalkradio.com. So all you have to do is go and look at that, and you'll find the links. We're gonna keep putting the new donate page in there, in those links, so you can find those. Now, Jeff, you were talking about Tommy Robinson, of course, and that is the to my mind, that's the biggest news to come out of this, because we've been hearing about these elections that are coming up, and it blows my mind.
You had, isn't it, Dave? The 23rd, am I right? Dave, sorry, mate.
Something along those lines. Now,
just about a week ago, haven't we, buddy?
Yeah. Now, and you've got things going on like, Nigel Farage saying he'll do a deal with Jeremy Corbyn just so he can get a Brexit. That ought to tell you guys everything you need to know about the Brexit Party. It's more like the BS party. It's the suck your vote away from UKIP party. Is what it is. Don't even bother with them, guys. As far as I'm concerned, I know I'm electioneering for a country where I don't even reside, and there may be some resentment to that. But I'm just telling you what I observe from having looked at this stuff for 50 years. Nigel Farage is a phony, and so is his entire party. But what Jeff and I wanted to do was to use this first part of the show to cover Tommy Robinson, who's running for MEP, and also to talk about this new trial date that he's got. Jeff shared this with me, and Jeff, if you allow, I'll go ahead and play this. This is a little over 4.5 minutes long. This came from Rebel Media.
Dave,
all right.
Yeah,
here you go, guys.
No, go ahead,
Dave.
guys. Sorry, mate.
All right. Here you go, guys. This is the EDL radio show. Here you go, folks.
It is wrong what they're doing to him. I mean, this today is terrible. It shouldn't be happening, really. And he's already been put to court for it once already, hasn't he? So it should be double jeopardy.
Why are you here today?
We're definitely here to support Tommy. We believe this is a massive injustice. This is something that he has to face again and again and again. Obviously, the government don't care how many times they run this complete sham, because it's only taxpayer money that they're spending on it, and they're just hoping to start that eventually we'll give up the fight. They're hoping that we'll stop coming. They're hoping that we're going to stop fighting on behalf and give up eventually, but we're not going to. And each time he has to come back here, each time the crowd's going to get larger. Each time our voice is going to get louder. Each time we're going to have more to say. And if they ever do get to put him away again, they'll make a martyr of him, because they don't realise that that his cause and what he's standing for is now being watched throughout the world, and people are taking notice. And so I believe that the government have set themselves up for a big fall in this. And so I look forward to see how this turns out.
Well, he's pro-free speech, and he's been treated abominably by the establishment. Terrible.
It doesn't matter if you like or dislike him. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and the media have portrayed him to be so much worse than we know. I don't hate anyone. I'm not racist. It's not fair. There's a lot of hypocrisies going on, and just here with everyone else. I'm a proud Brit, proud Jew. So yeah.
Did you take work off today to be here?
No comment.
No comment. Okay, perfect. No, thank you so much.
He speaks the truth. He speaks about all the cover-ups that's going on with the police, the government, and everything like that, and they hate him for it. Now, the reason all this is going on is because the government are so frightened of the support that's grown for him now. Because if you look at what he's been charged with today, one of the charges is something like causing anxiety to convicted child rapists. Now, if I'd heard that on April the 1st, I'd have thought it's not a very funny joke, mate, but good one, yeah. It is ridiculous. Now, we've seen going on in the last few months in Britain and that, James Goddard getting arrested for calling Anna Soubry an artsy and all that lot. Now, the other day, up in Tommy's launch, up in Wythenshawe, he was actually getting assaulted. Not just with the milkshakes thrown on him, he was actually physically hit, and the police run off like the gutless cowards they are, and they actually run off, got in the car with the blue lights on to get out of there, because they were frightened to arrest anyone.
He speaks the truth. He's saying everything that we think, and he's got the balls to actually go out there and say what he feels.
He's protecting our rights. He's put his life on the line for us. It's unfair.
It's a bit wrong what
I don't trust any media. I've come to see it for the first time. I've never been to a rally.
Yeah, it's wrong what they're doing to him. I mean, this today is terrible. It shouldn't be happening, really. And he's already been put to court for it once already, hasn't he? So it should be double jeopardy.
And why do you think the government, the media, politicians, why are they so scared of Tommy Robinson?
Well, because he's strictly what he's saying is going completely against their agenda. They have a plan. They have a goal. They have something they want, and they don't want somebody that's going to reveal the downside to what they're doing, the will of the people ultimately. What's happened now in politics is our politicians believe it's their job to rule us. They don't work for the people anymore. They work for the EU. They work for other people. They believe it's their job to tell us what to do. instead of sort of like, us telling them what we want. And the problem I find with a lot of people have become disillusioned in voting in the UK, unfortunately, as a result. And people need to realise that they still have the power, if they'll use it, to vote these people out. And so we need to do a lot to encourage people to actually vote, to believe once again that they have a say. And the government doesn't want that to happen. So the more we can do to actually encourage people that they do have a voice still, that they do have a chance, they have an opportunity to make a difference if they'll get out there and vote, if they'll actually, sort of like let the government know what they believe. And then hopefully we can see a change in politics.
Brilliant.
I've heard that before, Dave, and I think it spoke volumes of exactly what I've been seeing. I've watched everything. The crowd that you saw outside the Old Bailey, and I know you've probably seen it, Dave. There was plenty of feeder out there. It was astonishing to see the people there, and as I say, and everybody's saying about this total injustice. And you know what?
Yeah.
It seems like they don't care about the people. They don't care that what they're doing is so wrong. Just because it's May's government that wants him to be to prosecute him to the highest extent they possibly can. And don't forget that one who's the judge is Theresa May's the government's attorney general. He's
right.
Ursula, is it?
Yeah.
So she's been telling him to prosecute. And look at this stupid charge, Dave. Tell the listeners about this charge. What they trying to do it for?
The charge, Jeff, is apparently is causing upset to the men convicted of child rape and running a child.
And distress, isn't they, Dave? There's
alarm and distress. Alarm and distress. Come on. That's in other words, they made them feel anxiety. That's the charge that they're going to try and lock Tommy Robinson up. And I got to tell you, Jeff, in again over 50 years of looking at politics, I've seen some slimy political moves, but this one is among the worst. The UK government. Okay, listen. If some of your agents happen to be listening, I know some of the press are. This from the outside looking in. This makes the UK government look horrible. They're running this. They're having the trial on the very day that if Tommy Robinson wins his MEP seat, that he should be taking that MEP seat, but instead they'll have him on trial and hopefully imprison him. They don't understand. This makes the UK. The UK government, not the people, by the way, makes the UK government look like Stalinist Russia. This is the kind of crap you read about in history that's going on again, and it's all because they can't stand to hear the truth of what Tommy Robinson says. It is and Jeff, you told me just before the show that they've done something else. They've taken down Tommy Robinson's donate page, have they not?
That's correct. I heard that. Tommy was doing the speech, and Dave Tomo, he's come along and he said within an hour, within the last hour, they took down Tommy's donate page. So of course, don't forget, Tommy pays security. He pays different people to be on his entourage. It's not a cheap thing with security, and he needs security. I mean, we've all said that. It doesn't matter how much people donate, but he needs security. He needs that little bit of safety. We really need that security around Tommy. See, so that's what they're trying to take his security away. So they decide to go and try to close his donate button or his donate page down. I'm sure there's some good minds thinking about this. I'm sure there's some right-sided people Mr. Trump, if you're out there, Tommy needs your help, son.
Well, I'll say this,
it's
Jeff.
Got to
you
be
know,
paid
the moment.
that day. I know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, President Trump, but we're in dire situation over here. We need your. We need someone like you with common sense that will sort out this financial situation that this government, this betraying government who betrayed you, sir. You need to help us a little bit, if you can possibly. We're appreciating it. Dave Arcott needs to shout out your president. What am I like?
Well, yeah, there you go, Jeff. And guys, the moment we hear about any alternative donate places, Jeff and I will post them both. I personally, look for Dave Milner or Agador. That's Aggedor on. I personally am on Gab. I'm on MeWe, Minds, Spreely. Trumptown, which is now Mumblet. I'm still on Twitter at UBG Contact. When I find out anything about any alternative donate pages, places that Mr. Robinson has, I'll be posting that. And I know Jeff will. Jeff is in many of the same places I am. We will get that information out to you guys.
As soon as I'll get any information, whatever, about what Tommy's doing, if he needs help, I always put it out there on different pages. I'm the same as Dave. I'm on Gab, I'm on MeWe, I'm on Minds, which I only just set up the other day, so I'm still getting used to it a little bit, Dave. And Telegram and all the great places. Really, truthfully, now with all this, the purge that went on with our big mainstream sites out there, the Facebook crap and all that. A lot of people have steered away and going to great places like this. I even see your Alex in there. I think he was on Gab. He was doing a bit.
There you go.
And of course your old mate, Paul Joseph Watson, I've seen him there as well, and on Minds.
Paul Watson's there.
There you go, guys. If you wonder where these guys are going, check out. Let's give a shout out to the Gab. I mean, these are good. And of course, MeWe.
Sure.
I'm not sure they're on MeWe, to be honest with you. I don't know. They probably are, but I know I've seen them on Gab and on Minds. So check them out, guys, if you want to find out what these really awesome conservative guys. Yes, we know Alex can be off the wall a little bit, but he's still our Alex, isn't he, Dave? That's the way I look at it.
Oh, well, I thought you were talking about Alex Klaus, but now, guys, also on Gab, they have a group called BritFam, which is very good.
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
Jeff's on that, so am I. That'll be another place that we'll try and post any new information we have. And that is it for this time. Next time, Part 2. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and may your God go with you. Goodbye. The Unpleasant Blind Guy is copyright 2019. Anno Domini. Now for Dave's Canes. Extras that help you navigate the new media world.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
From a public locker inside a dilapidated Long Island rail station comes a show designed to piss off liberals using truth, facts, and ridicule. The Lid Radio Show, featuring the conservative voice from the People's Republic of New York, the Lid himself, Jeff Dunitz. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com. At Lid Radio, we fight for the truth, justice, and a good kosher T-bone. If you don't listen, Hillary Clinton might sneak into your bedroom in her housecoat late at night and blame you for her election loss. It's the Lid Radio Show with Jeff Dunitz.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
The new show on the SHR Media Network, Sackheads Against Tyranny. On shrmedia.com. Go there quick like a bunny, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, every Wednesday. Live and direct on the SHR Media Network. shrmedia.com. Be there.
For 50 years, I've seen the American people blinded by corrupt politicians, a lapdog media, and deceptive Islam. The one thing the elites fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through Spreaker, iTunes, and SoundCloud, through SHR Media and the Western Free Radio Network, for half a century of experienced perspective on political and social issues, weekly on The Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender, ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, a mere 2 miles from the state capitol, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon Radio Show can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern, only on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com to listen. You can also watch on the SHR Media Facebook page and the SHR Media YouTube channel. No goldfish were abused in the making of this ad.
Hey girls, Carry Girl Gear is here. More and more women every day are concealed carrying, participating in competitive shooting, and getting firearms training. It's not a boys' club anymore, and we don't have to shop in their stores anymore either. Finally, a cool and unique clothing line just for women. Dope tees and hats for the patriotic concealed carry and 2A girl. So what are you waiting for? Go check out carrygirlgear.com today.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.